Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today I'm working on a project that I started approximately a week ago. To begin with, I will be getting this wooden hexagon with a bee and flowers imprinted on it into better shape to work with it in the finished product. Here I'm mixing some gesso with some water. I ended up having to add more gesso because I added too much water at some point. Oh, I remember to put my gloves on at the beginning. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to see how fast this wood is going to soak up the gesso and how long it will take to dry. I'm just trying to get a feel for the two different materials and if this is something that's going to work. There's this really cool medium that I'm opening right now. It's got glitter in it. It's so beautiful. But you do have to prime the surface before you try to use this medium, so I'm hoping that one layer of gesso will be enough. Here I dried the gesso off a bit to add the sparkly medium. See how that goes. You'll see I'm trying it on the back of the product because I don't want to do the front until I'm ready and I know for sure what I'm doing. Looking back, what I probably should have done is grab some sandpaper and sand the whole piece of wood front and back before I did any of this. But this is the first time I've ever tried anything like this. Use the hairdryer here a bit. It blew the buttons all over the place because I didn't realize it was on high until it was too late. I'm going to go for the front now. Sometimes you got to add water, sometimes you got to remove some of the water, sometimes you have to add more gesso. It's all a big game trying to get the right consistency. I think I did 3 or 4 layers before I started to get to the point where I thought I was happy with it. I noticed that the paint kind of thickened up right where the flower touches the hexagon, so I tried to problem solve that using a number of different techniques. First I tried the hairdryer, but then I noticed it didn't really help, so I think I asked my husband to grab me some Q-tips. And then I tried to use the Q-tips to soak up the paint that was pooling at the edges of the flowers. This was all trial and error. Trying again with the Q-tip. I think I grabbed the black pen next to do the inside of the flowers, after I feel like the background is dry enough. Just putting away some of my supplies here. And then going over this one more time with the Sparkle Medium. All right, here's where I might come in with that black pen. No, I put it aside to dry, that's right. And then I went ahead and cleaned up the table a bit, and I brought the bottom layer of the project out. So this was the part I worked on about a week ago. It's basically washi tape stuck down to mixed media paper with hexagons glued on the lower right hand corner. Today I wanted to attach two different trims. One was black and beaded, and also has small black flowers. It's really pretty. The other one is a very simple strand of daisies, white with a yellow center. Decided which side I wanted them each on. Decided I was going to use super glue today. I was so excited about getting the super glue the other day. So I put it right on this washi tape and I glued that trim down. At least I tried to glue the trim down. I will tell you, I couldn't believe it when I found out that the super glue was not going to work in this situation. And I tried and I tried and I tried. It still wasn't working. So I figured probably what I should have done was take some sandpaper and scratch up the washi tape. I couldn't put my hands on the sandpaper, so I used scissors instead, just to rough it up a bit. And then reapply the super glue, thinking that surely it would work this time. But it still didn't work. There happened to be these mini cupcake liners rolling around on my table. And in the end, I ended up grabbing some of those and ripping them up into small pieces and gluing that paper down on the washi tape so that I can then glue the paper to the trim. So that is what I ended up doing in order to finally make it stick. Yes, there are a lot of errors in this video, but this is how the real world is. There, I got the black glued down. This time I did use the sandpaper, which I eventually found, and went ahead and added those white daisy chain. I also had to trim up some of the thread that had come loose on the daisies, so that's what I end up doing next after I start the gluing. I decided to go right up the middle of that washi tape with the super glue and then put the row of daisies down. Just making sure they're all stuck down really well. Cutting off some more threads. It had started to unravel, so I kind of had to fix it a little bit. Sometimes the imperfections add to the overall character of the piece. All right, my husband brought me some food and told me I needed to eat. Of course, I put it aside because I'm almost finished. All right. Now I'm going to attach that wood to this background as soon as I get it exactly how I want it. I might have gone looking for a ruler. Oh no, I came back and I dried the wood. That's what I did. Then I started in with the black marker. Did the full circle on each of the 3 flowers. Then went back through and added just dots with that black paint marker. I like the overall effect, and in the end I think it added a lot to add those black dots in the second time around. The black dots started out as a mistake, but in the end it was a happy mistake. I eventually get out the yellow pen, and I think I color in 2 of the petals before I switch the camera off and transition to the next part of the video. I had to dry it several times. I don't think it's completely dry yet. It probably won't be completely dry until overnight has gone by. There. This is the finished product. I found a 9.5 by 12 frame, which was the size of the background, and I put it in the frame. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment. If you have any advice about glue, or you have any advice about using raw wood in projects like this, or if you have suggestions for tools or techniques, I am always open to learning more. Thanks again for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye now.